I thought I was going to get to use this, but everybody's just sitting down.
Go for it. There you go.
There we go. Okay, Barry can't make it tonight, so I'm going to read his notes, which are actually legible. And I'm just going to jump right in. Miriam, say your last name for me, Miriam. So, Rose, I'm just going to turn it over to you, Miriam. This is the club. There's also members online, although I don't see the Zoom screen up there.
Yes, on the bottom. 13 online.
Oh, but it's, okay, it's at the speaker. Anyhow, so this is the club. So Miriam, please come up and explain what you're going to do.
Well, thank you for welcoming me. The reason I'm here is because my late husband, 3.5 years ago, passed away. And he loved woodturning. And he also taught me how to do it. So I did little things like, oh, I want to make a nekibana, so I can just turn something simple like this, and I would be very, very happy. So I've been thinking, I mean, George was like a Renaissance man. He had, did anybody know him? So, avid fly. Yeah, he. Right. So he was part of the Harrisburg Club. Everything from fly fishing to if something needed to be fixed, he could figure it out. So miss him terribly. So I've been trying to think of things that would be wonderful ideas to remember him by. And I was dusting recently, and I said, shoot, I made these. They kind of look like an eye. He was a corneal surgeon, so he did corneal transplants. And a 2.5-hour radius from Hershey. So we had many patients from this area as well. Anyway, to kind of make this short, I brought some examples of what an ikebana is. Ikebana is like saying, sushi. It's ikebana is the art and almost way of life of bringing beauty, to the home. So any kind of vessel, and then there's different schools. That's about as much as I know. And then there's that concept of an odd number. So, for instance, if I was, and I love gardening, and I have many perennials mostly. If I were to go out to my yard, I might take a dried seed pod of what's it called? False indigo or something, and it's got the seed pods going, and maybe that's the tallest thing, and then 2 other things that might be growing nicely, or some green and something colorful. So maybe a hosta leaf and a little bit of ice plant. I don't know if anybody knows plants, but all right. So this is a book that has examples of drawings of like an example of something, and then it also has the lines. So you've got an element here, an element here, an element there, that kind of thing. I'm happy to pass this around, but I know that I've got little time. So I went to Gift of Life, which is an organ and tissue procurement organization. My husband was the iBank director for them, and I said, I'd love to do something special. And as it turned out, they had started a new idea. In addition to giving gifts to donor families, which is a celebration that's done, there's like 4 different places, but once a year, like 200 people show up. This would be a gift to a recipient, to a corneal recipient. As it turned out, some of what I've learned in the last couple of days is that ikebana has very strong ties to wellness. So even more beautiful, how beautiful it would be that they would receive a gift that's in this box that they can get better with as they recuperate. And it has to do with vision. Okay, anyway, so there would be several things in here. What I'm asking of your community and the Harrisburg one is, if we could produce 100 to 150 altogether of these a year, that would be great. I will provide the expense for, these are called Kenzons. And what happens is, you might see many frogs, this part is called, but they don't have a cup. And the idea is that you need a little bit of water. You don't need a lot. But this has become the challenge. I thought I had paid about $5, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 years ago. They're now anywhere from $17 to $26 or $27. I'm working with somebody who might be able to get me them at cost, as long as I cover the shipping. Anyway, we'll see. But in the meantime, anybody know anything about how to get these? And they don't have to be this size. They could be smaller. Please reach out and let me know.
They could be smaller, okay.
Okay?
Do we have your contact information?
Barry does.
Barry does.
So this is an example of one without a cup, for instance. They come in different shapes, etc. Okay, so the idea of an yes.
Would you mind maybe trying to spell what those are?
Ikebana, here you go. Ikebana, and the thing itself is a Kenzon, Kenzan.
And that's just a waterproof cup.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the thing is, if I get desperate or whatever, I could probably go to a restaurant, supply store, whatever, and get, I don't know, wherever they put little things where you dip butter into or whatever, and then get these things and glue them in.
I was going to say, I see those frogs or Kenzons on the internet. So what you're really looking for is little containers mixed with the whole water.
Yes. So here's what I found on the internet. This is, yeah, but I'm working on it because this is too expensive. Yeah. Now, I mean, the other thing is, they don't have to be steel. No, no. We can also get creative, and let's just say I or any one of you brings, you were at a garage sale, and they had a whole bunch of these for $10, and they're all different sizes. If they were cups, it would be great. But, then you could go, okay, this is for you, bring it back when you're ready. And then it would be to size. But I thought it would be so much easier if, for instance, we said, okay, don't make it any higher than so. And as long as that's in there too. And no bigger than this radius. I lost my train of thought. Okay.
But the item needs to fit in that box, is that correct?
Yes, it does need to fit. Right, we should get the dimensions of the box. So another idea. What was ideal? That we would say, okay, this is the dimension, and one of you, for instance, would just collect all of these as they come month by month, and somebody who has a Forstner bit would just go bzz, and then they're ready for me to pick up or whatever.
How close do you live to here?
I'm in Hershey.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter actually is a resident at the Metro Center.
Okay, so she could bring them in, and I'll feed her lunch. Yeah, whatever. All right, so another one of the...
Little turn for lunch?
We can do that sometime, once a year. The other thing that I was thinking about, wouldn't it be nice if I could burnish, remembering Dr. George Rosenwasser or something on here? So somebody's working on that for me, that evidently there's something that you can have made out of metal or something and heat it up, and they bzz, and that might be very therapeutic for me, my husband's name each time. I don't know.
Also, you said that you don't need them all at once, that they can kind of come in.
Right. So
But
an eye banker who's going to have this ready to go is going to drop off, 2 or 3 a week, let's say, at maybe a couple of different corneal transplant patients, or drop off 10, and then they'll be given to the patients on the day after surgery, a week. So these patients, I can tell you this because I work with this, they will see their doctor at 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year, absolutely for sure. And anytime in between that, they might have a question or I get thread or whatever. But wouldn't it be lovely to give it to them that day? So some other things that inspired me is that the visual aspect of it and the healing part. Not only was George a corneal surgeon, but he also pioneered some of the latest techniques, which a person will heal not a year and a half from now, but more like a week to months, seeing rather well. So anyway, I was about to leave and I went, wait a second, I have another one. So my son had a burl as a teenager, as an 18-year-old, and he knew that I liked ikebanas, and he went, Mom, I have a burl. I'm going to do this for you. Love this. This one wasn't wanting to come out. And I remembered, if I put a twig in there, it would come out. But today I shook it and it came out. So this one doesn't want to volunteer coming out. But yeah, I mean, this one I use. This one, I don't know if any of you know this artist, Woodturner, Kosich, K-O, maybe C-S-E-S-E, I don't know, it kind of looks Hungarian to me. But anyway, my sons gifted me this years ago at the gift store at Falling Water. And I mean, it's gorgeous. So another way of doing this is to just make a hole and drop it. Yes?
I got myself a 3D printer for my birthday, and making that little vessel out of black 3D printer with the plug it in and walk away and come back in an hour. You got the size and the other diameter. You can just drop that thing into the floor.
And then glue the frog into it.
Glue the frog into a black 3D printer, and then you can make it whatever thickness you want.
Right.
And the foil, the plastic for the 3D printer, PLA costs about $20 per kilogram, which is, well, make an awful lot of those.
Okay. Let's be in touch.
Okay.
There's something nice about it having a weight. The same person that made this also made this one. My husband had made a large trivet out of tiger wood? Tiger maple. And I just thought, this has to go home on it. So I've had this a long time as well. All right. I think that's about it. I just wanted to bring a couple of other examples of what a flower frog is. This is literal, but you put this in a bowl. This one I thought I'd buy for if I wanted to put in a chip and dip, bowl, and maybe chips and no dip. And this one reminded me of an eye, so I had bought this a long time ago as well. Okay, I didn't want to keep you much longer, so if you have any questions, I'd love for this to be a project that you're doing something that you enjoy and it's giving. And I don't think it's costing you anything other than the joy of making something. Scraps, I mean, these were scraps from Frank Johannesson down in Sarasota of his Norfolk Island pine. Yeah.
So we'll just have to get the dimensions of that copy as
Right.
well. The ID and that. Right.
I did want to mention that in the box would absolutely go information on the wood turning club. Whatever you would want on there, and the Ikebana International and Local Society would have a little representation in there as well. Gift of life, and then something on my husband's.
All right.
Thank you so
Miriam.
much.
Thank you so much.
One last question.
Yes.
We have friends from other clubs that would also like to participate that aren't in Susquehanna. I'm sure you're open to that.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right.
Barry will have your information.
He does. Yeah.
That's true.
Well, thank you for welcoming. Yes.
Do these cups have to be black, or is that just
Okay, so the traditional aesthetic is black. And when I bought these, they came in brown and black, and I didn't know how, I wanted to play with what it looked like. Yeah, black. And actually, it's like nobody's making them. There's, yeah.
Cup
So,
with the spikes in it.
I just saw spikes metal 93 cents a piece.
Right, for the cups.
Express.
There's one on Etsy that makes a 2-inch diameter. It's like $15,
Uh-huh.
but that's the only one I saw.
Yeah, right, I think I saw that one too. Interestingly, this is ceramic, and this one came inside, which one did I pull up? This little one. And I always noticed that, except for I didn't know it also gets cruddy in there. But anyway, so I think I found these on the internet. I think they're sake cups. And the price was not bad at all, except for when I looked at the shipping. So I think it was like 5 of them for $16 or something, and then it was like $40-something shipping. So it doesn't hurt to email whoever it is the seller is, and we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. But this is a nice aesthetic for sure too. Okay.
These are beautiful. Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. We have some new members. David Lewis. Welcome, David. Ray Blake. Craig Corte. I don't know if Craig's online. Jack Harenkamp. And Joe Jacqueline. So 5 new members in 1 month. That's pretty good. Welcome. Doug?
At the last open house, there's a gentleman here who saw our club at the train station.
All right.
I'm just curious how you got the members found out about the club.
Oh, okay. David, how'd you find out about it?
I took a workshop on wood turning, and then I looked for you guys.
Oh, really? Okay. Ray?
Just went online.
Really? So we don't have Craig, Jack, or Joe to answer those questions. I know how Joe found out about us. He's a friend of John. Why can't I think of John's last name right this second? No, not Kelsey. But he wanted to come see Ernie Conover, and so he joined the club and came to Ernie Conover's session. So that's how he found us. So welcome.
I'm Jack. I'm online.
Oh, okay.
I saw your display at the train station, and then I went to the open shop last month.
Oh, you were working with Barry at the lathe, correct?
That's correct.
You were the tall fellow.
I'm the tall fellow.
Yes.
The other tall fellow.
The other tall fellow. The other. Tom gets jealous if we have too many tall fellows.
Tall and left-handed.
Tall and are you left-handed?
I'm not.
Oh well. Okay. So, welcome new members. John, can you talk a bit about Amtrak?
Yeah.
What's your step?
So we're going to dismantle the Amtrak display on Thursday morning, starting at 11:30. Anybody whose work is there, if you can come and get it yourself between 11:30 and 12, it would help us out a lot, because any work that you don't pick up on Thursday, we're going to have to pack up and bring back here. And there's like 34 people exhibiting and 70-odd pieces. So we'd like to minimize the amount of pack up that we have to do. So anyone who's there, who's in the show, who can come between 11:30 and 12 on Thursday, please do come and get your own stuff. We got a team of guys who'll be working there to pack everything else up, and we have to clear out of there by about 1:30.
John,
Yeah,
can you get a poll of who's going to come?
I have a list.
No, I mean to pick up. And leave.
I have a list.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
I've
way
been-
we don't pack their stuff up.
I've been polling people by email, and I've got people's declarations on it. All except for all but a couple. We've taken all your original packing material there, so if you whatever you brought it to us, it's going to go into the come back to you. So that's
Okay.
that'll be the end of the Amtrak thing for this year.
That was a great job.
Thank you. Thank everybody for their work.
It was a lot of fun.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
It really was.
really worked out. Really worked out.
A lot of hours went into the planning, but it
Really well organized.
damn near seamless.
It was Barry and those guys made the boxes. That was the
Yeah.
slints for everything.
Yep.
So anyhow,
Great.
that's
Okay.
John, can you give any pointers as far as
Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Two people responded to that via email. One is Vegan Park, just, didn't you, Mike?
Yeah, you got
really want to park in the basic parking lot because it's an expensive ticket.
Over $11 for 30 minutes.
Okay. You have a 30 minutes free parking. When you come into the entrance, directly on the right-hand side, there are 12 spots that are good for pickup and drop off. And during that time we're doing it, there's going to be very little train traffic.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just coming to get your work and leave, then you can park there. But if you're coming to help us pack up, then the north side of the station is free parking, and Amtrak is shuttling, Manhattan Township is shuttling people back and forth. So just to the front of the train station, it's a 5 minutes shuttle line. You know, if you could walk across the train track, you'd be there right away. And obviously, you can't do that.
The other way to do it is carpool with somebody and let them sit in the car while you come and get the stuff.
Yes, you can do that. You can pull in the front. You cannot leave your car at the front. If you leave your car on the curb in front of the train station, you will most likely be towed, and it's an expensive tow.
Yeah, but
You
if
sit there and wait for it.
you're in the car, they're not going to throw
You're
you.
not going to touch it. Plus, there are a few streets around that you can park.
Okay, thank you, John.
Good.
Did somebody say you can park in at the stores across the street?
No, you don't do that.
Okay.
Park on the street. Yes, Jackson Street, Liberty Street, a few of the others have free parking.
Okay. All right. Carl's going to say a few words regarding the upcoming symposium.
Thanks, John. So most of you are aware, and the new folks, if you're not, welcome. And this is something you're really going to want to try to attend. The Mid-Atlantic Woodturners Association Symposium is September 20th to 22nd at the Lancaster Marriott downtown. It's also the convention center. It's really, really well done symposium. There are going to be 6 nationally known and ranked demonstrators Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have a vendor area with some great vendors, so it's a great opportunity to pick up some wood, tools, embellishment devices, finishes, and so on. It's all on the website, mawts.com, Mid-Atlantic Woodturners Symposium.com. You're going to have an opportunity for a hands-on in the vendor area. So we have an embellishment area where you're going to learn how to do aerography, micromotor embellishing, grinding, things like that, painting. And there'll be a lathe set up. We're going to demonstrate how to do things one-on-one or small group. Some of the vendors will have equipment that they'll be demonstrating. We have a silent auction. We're going to have some really nice stuff this year. We're going to have Chuck's. We're going to have a 5-day at Peters Valley over in Jersey, which is a craft school. The tuition for that will be in the silent auction. We've got a raffle for Day in the Shop with either Michael Kays, Derek Weidman, or Carol Hall. Any one of those 3, you get a day in the shop with them, and you will be a much better craftsperson because of it. There will be chucks, tools, wood, all sorts of things. Silent auction, we're going to have pieces made by some very talented folks. Some of it will come from the demonstrators. Some of it will come from members of clubs. Some will be from professionals who've been there in the past. We're also going to have a live auction this year. This is the first for this. We're going to, at the luncheon on Sunday, a member of the Woodturners Association and also is an avid collector. He did the auction for AEW in Portland this year for their pop presentation. Dan Zobel's his name. He's really, he knows his art and he knows turning. He'll be conducting the auction. It's a lot of fun. We're going to have work from demonstrators that have work to contribute. We're going to have work from many professionals, many nationally known. There's going to be some really, really nice work in the auction. I don't want to bring money. It's going to be a great opportunity. About 200 people at the luncheon. So you might be able to pick something up for, a reasonable, hopefully expensive price. We're going to have a raffle this year for 2 1.5-hour sessions with Alan Lacer. So you get a one-on-one at the lathe with Alan Laser, who is a master with a skew, among many other tools. That'll be on Sunday in the hands-on space. But the raffle, $20 a ticket, and it's one-on-one. It's not 13-on-1, it's one-on-one. People could watch, but it'll be one-on-one. There's 2 of those available. Doug?
I think when you have somebody commenting on the artwork,
At the Instant Gallery, critique is available. You are not required to participate in the critique. You will have the ability to indicate on your placard, your place card, if you will, in one of these things, if you would like to participate in the critique. Everything will be judged at the Instant Gallery, and best in class will win a prize at the luncheon. The Instant Gallery will now be in the vendor space with the vendors and the hands-on, so we've reconfigured the whole floor plan, so it's not a separate rooms. Everything, it's just the energy, so much different, better, great, it's awesome. You gotta come. If you need a room, you're gonna have to get a little creative, but find one. The locals, I don't think you're gonna probably need a room anyway. Come, you're gonna like it. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. Thanks for your time.
Can I just add something to that? Just one of the things about the symposium is just that it's a community, a lot of people. And so the more people that come, the better. And a lot of times people are interested in how many people are coming. So we already have about 130 people already signed up, which is about 20% ahead of last year. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty good crowd. The other thing to keep in mind is that the registration fee is discounted up until August 31st. So if you go on the website, check it out, it's $195, but that's good till August 31st, which is not that far away. So now's the time to sign up. It's always been a great event, so if you've never come, it's an opportunity you should miss. Yes?
I had a conversation with Ron Sheehan, like last week, when he said he would like to design as the public representative for the symposium organizing, and like somebody else to take his place.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
Well, he's
done a lot of work.
I just wanted to point out that there's representative.
Larry, thanks for the comment, which reminded me there was one more thing. The live auction is going to benefit Mawatts and the Lancaster Food Hub. So the proceeds, the net proceeds are going to go 50-50 Mawatts to Lancaster Food Hub. So, and Larry's now directly involved with the Food Hub. So good on him for that. Thanks.
Thanks, Carl. Barry has mentioned this in the past, I think, but he has it on the list that he wanted to address. September 7th, they're looking for volunteers to turn probably tops or things like that for kids at the Music Fest on September 7th from between noon and 5. There'll be a small lathe, one lathe, so it's not a commitment to be there for 5 hours. It's near Franklin and Marshall.
Buchanan Park, I think.
What's it called?
Yeah, I think it's Buchanan.
Buchanan Park.
Right there after that.
So let Barry know if you're interested in volunteering, please. This Saturday is open shop from 9 to 12. And does anybody have any other issues they'd like to bring up, online or here? Well, now you're in for a big treat in that case, because I'm your demo.